Alright traders, welcome back to this particular video, and in this video we'll be discussing something very important. Still talking about different entry models, how to take an entry whenever you see one. Now, one of the most difficult things that a lot of people face, and especially if you are just new to the smart money concept, is looking at these two major institutional reference points and taking trade from any one of them. All right, now if you follow through everything I've taught you, you will understand that there are moments I told you that understanding the concept of order block and a fair value gap is one of the things that will give you a head start towards understanding key institutional points. Right now, many times you're going to see an order block that is always attached to a fair value gap, and most people tend to have difficulty in knowing which of these ones price will eventually use before reversing. All right, and that is important for you to know. Now, I have a scenario right here which I want to show you, and I'm going to show you what to do in such a challenge. All right, because these are some of the places that you will see price coming to time and again and again. Now, this is a particular chart I want to show you. Look at this. I want to show you where price started coming. You have a shifting market structure right here, and price has just been moving, break of structure. Price is now downtrend. Remember, the week one videos are still important. If you have not watched it, make sure you go back to watch it. Now you have a break of structure in the downside. Price is now downtrend, but then price changes direction right here to an uptrend, which is one of the things you need to pay attention to. All right, so look at this. As price shifted structure here, what else do you do as an ideal smart money concept trader? Once you saw that, the right thing to do is to carefully wait for price to come to where? To your discount area. All right, to your discount area. And then you want to take trade from your discount area. Now you can employ any kind of strategy you want to use for entry. Remember your counter trading strategy that I told you. You can drop down to the lower time frame since price is coming down to your discount area. But then you have this one. You have an order block here. All right, a bullish order block, and then you have a fair value gap right here, very close to it. Now, a lot of the questions I get most of the time is, which of this one do I use? You have no business with any institutional reference point that is not in discount, because from here you can actually see this is a breaker block, a bullish breaker. This guy is a breaker block, but then this breaker block is still half in the premium, half in the discount. So I would have loved to use this breaker block for entry, but then it is still half in premium, half in discount. So I want to use something that is deeply in the discount area because it gives me a cheaper price for price to use for movement. Do you now see the reason why I always tell you to wait for price to come to your discount area? Now, if I were to wait for price to come and touch my order block, there are some situations that price can just decide to touch my fair value gap and never get to my order block and move away. All right, and never get to my order block and move away. And that means if I was still adamant for price to come to my order block before I take the entry, I would have missed a trade right here. All right, I would have missed a trade right here. So this is what I ask you to do every time you come across. It's not every pullback that is important or that is for taking trade. Now, there are two types of pullback. We have the aggressive pullback and we have the corrective pullback. The aggressive pullback will come with such a massive energy, and that can be seen by the types of candlestick. Let me see if I can see an aggressive pullback. All right, the types of candlestick that comes with it. Look at this pullback. All right, can you see this break of structure? All right, look at this aggressive pullback. If you were to take trade from somewhere, let's say this area entirely, you would find real difficulty. All right, you will find real difficulty in knowing whether price is going to go down or do what. But a corrective pullback will always come with such a less momentum. The momentum you will see that pullback coming with is much weaker. All right, is much weaker. I'm taking time to explain this so you can know. So in knowing this pullback, what I need to know if price is coming down, the entry model I will employ is to do either of these things. I can go ahead and take the trade right here, but then risk management will have to come in. Look at where your stop loss is. Below this bullish order block, such a massive stop loss for me. I can say, okay, I don't know whether price is coming back to a fair value gap or to an order block, but then the decision has to be made by me. I hope you're getting this. So in order to get which of these ones price will use for entry, if I can't do this and blindly enter and expose myself to such a massive risk, so that in case price did not reuse this fair value gap, it can come to the order block and give me an entry, I can simply now drop down to the lower time frame. Remember that 2 time frame rule. This lower time frame will show me how to manage the momentum, or how to look at the momentum of the pullback. Remember your point of interest. This is in order to reduce my risks. So the moment price enters your discount area, you're going to see that shifting market structure to an upside. That shifting market structure, guys, I told you, is massive. Is such a miracle. All right, so look at this. Price is coming down. It is a game of patience. You have to wait for price to come all the way down and see that shifting market structure. This is in order to reduce your risks and then know which of these ones price is going to use. So as soon as price reaches your fair value gap, all right, as soon as price reaches your fair value gap, it will do this thing. It will shift structure and reduce the momentum and tell you, yes, I'm moving back up from here. All right, so let's look at this. We are watching this happening and we want to see the shifting. This is it. This is it. This is it. Now, there is something really interesting about this. This is not a shifting market structure, all right, but then this is the shifting market structure right here. All right, did you see this massive thing that happened? Now, which of these ones are you going to use for entry? Which of these ones are you going to use for entry? Look at this carefully. I'm bringing in everything into context now. Price gave you this. You have a mitigation block. You remember your week 2 videos or week 3, all right? You have a mitigation block right here. Let me show you. This is a mitigation block. And price is going to come and locate this, please. And then it takes up from there. So this is your bullish mitigation block, this particular candle. Since it is a very big bullish mitigation block, I would love to take trade from 50% of that bullish mitigation block. So entry is here. Stop loss is right below here. And then I will have more advantage. It's a game of risk management. I will have more advantage if I were to go up to that level. Do you now see the difference? Instead of me bringing my stop loss right down to this, below this area right here, I now have more advantage. Looking at it from a microscopic view, my stop loss is here. I'm risking such a little amount of money to gain such a massive amount of money. Do you now see? So the shifting market structure is basically what gives you a head start. That price is going to have a major turn back from that level. So that particular point of interest, that is where price want to use. So the entry model is different kind. As soon as you see that, this is your entry. A mitigation block should be considered before anything if that mitigation block is in discount right here. All right, so this mitigation block is considered instead of this one, because you can actually see an order block here. All right, so it's a confluence. Everything you have here is confluence. You have a mitigation block and order block. You have these confluences right here. I hope you are understanding what I'm explaining here. I hope you're understanding. But then if I took this trade right here, this is a very, very interesting area that I picked to explain. Let me show you what will happen. What will happen? I was supposed to target the upside. I got stopped out. Boom. What happened? Was I wrong? No, you were not wrong. I was watching this and paper trading, and I knew exactly what happened that day. When this happened, there was a major news on the Australian dollar. All right. So that was the news that pushed it. But that doesn't invalidate that point of interest. If I go back to the 4-hour, I am still within my point of interest. I did not take out this order block. So all I have to do is to prepare again for entry. As far as I am still within that, I need to prepare for an entry again. All right. So if I go back to the 15-minute time frame, I'm going to wait again for another shift in market structure. The first one, I got screwed, right? I got stopped out, and that doesn't mean I was wrong, and it doesn't mean that trade will not work out again. That is where you have to bring in emotion and watch out what you're doing. All right. I hope this is explanatory enough. So let's find that thing. The order block now. Price finally got to the order block. Let's see it. Say price, give us another shift in structure. Now it comes. Another shift in structure. Where? Right here. Another shift in structure, guys. Right here. This is a market structure shift. Will I now say, okay, the first one I got stopped out. I am not going to use this second one because I got screwed. No, it's an opportunity again. By the time this price moves in your direction, you will recover all the loss you've made. And that is the importance of taking the very small stop loss. Now you might have lost just 10 pips or 8 pips. All right. Instead of losing the massive one that is almost 40 pips, now you are taking another trade again where this is a mitigation block. I can take this confluence, half of these, and then I have this small order block. So my entry should just be around this area. There is not that exactitude of entry, but it should be the area. And then my stop loss is still below here, and I'm going to watch price do this again. I am still targeting the up level. All right. So that is what will happen time and again and again. So as I watch this happen, I'm going to see what price will give me. So I'm watching it happen. I'm watching it. Now price started going in my direction. All right. Price started going in my direction. Now you can choose to take partial. Some people can choose to even close it. If you see difficulty, some people can get scared. Whatever the case, make sure you are protecting your positions. Make sure you're protecting your positions. And that is how this trade went and still came back and had this movement. I was watching this price action. Look at this. Look at this. Finally, the trade worked out, but it has to maze with a lot of people. Even though this is the month of December, that is some of the most craziest month. I'm watching this happen. I was paper trading, studying, learning, and seeing what is happening with the market. So price finally gave you the movement, but then it has to rally. You never got stopped out, but price walked in that direction. So these are the things to look for. If price did not use the fair value gap, it will eventually reach the order block. But if price was to use the fair value gap first, because you will always see fair value gap first before order block, if price was going to use the fair value gap, it will shift structure at that exact point where the fair value gap is. But if it is not going to use the fair value gap, it will continue the downward, reach the order block, and shift structure where the order block is before going up. All right. So this is one of the things I wanted to show you. In the next video, I'm going to show you more and more explanation to look out for the best things in order to take trade. All right, guys. So see you in the next video.